Hey, what's up, guys? I've had a few breakthroughs tonight, and I just wanted to do a quick video now that I finally got some stuff set up with a speaker. So I've been working on these linear patterns where it's a right lead sticking or a left lead sticking, but it has a kick in there. So this first one I've been working on has been really getting some breakthroughs. So I've been doing right, left kick and working that around the kit. And then I've also been switching to left, right kick. So I've been doing these in 16th notes to start out with, and then we've been moving to 32nd notes, and then we've been moving to in context with a groove. So I want to demonstrate those right now, and maybe I figure if I can talk it out, I can teach it and I can learn it even better. So I'm going to try to demonstrate that right now, and we're going to use a click, and it's going to be at 50 BPM, mostly because when we move to 32nd notes, you want to really have control before you try to speed this up, and this is the best BPM that still feels great, and you can get control and build up the speed from there. So let's establish what we're doing. So we're doing right, left kick, right, left kick, which strangely feels like one E and one E and and if you switch to the left hand, left, right kick, one E and one E and one E and So now that fits nicely into some 16th notes. So if you were to take that, even without the click, and go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1, that would be pretty neat because you could actually take up even notes of space with that linear pattern. Linear meaning I'm only hitting a drum, one drum at a time with a different limb. There's no limbs that are hitting at the same time. Linear, 1 E and 2 E and none of my limbs are hitting at the same time, which is kind of a cool term. Learning all kinds of stuff. So if we put that into context in a 32nd note, so let's, before we do the 32nd note, let's do the click real quick so you can hear how this feels and how you can kind of make sure you're doing it in time. So we're going to do 50 BPM, and it's going to have a bell on the 1 and 2, 3, 4 bell. So listen to this. 2, 3, and right hand lead. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and right. 4 E. Right, left kick, 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 right, left kick. Now left. Left, right kick, 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 1. Now notice at the end of that phrase, if you're gonna hit a crash, you really want to hit a crash not linear, you want to hit it with a bass drum. So if you have to do that, then you're gonna end up doing a 1 like that, because you have a 1 E and a 1, 1 E and a 1. So you'd have to hit that 4 E and a 1 like that, which is something interesting that will play itself out as we get into the context of a groove. So what if we did now 32nd notes, now that we've established the 16th note pattern, and basically we're just going to do the pattern twice in one count. So it would sound something like this. Now without the count, it would say 1 E, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and So let's put the click back on so you can hear what that feels like and sounds like. So it's still 4/4 time, 50 BPM, 4. And it would sound like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. Basically, we're just doing the phrase twice in one count, and then it all lines up again, just like the 16th notes. So if we try that right hand lead around the kit, it would sound something like this. 2, 3, and 4, and... So that's right hand lead, now left. 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and. So that's left hand lead. So that's orchestrating in 30-second notes. The third thing we want to try to do is how do we put this in the context of a fill? And there's two things I kind of learned in this, which was how to keep time and challenge yourself at 50 BPM, just doing a straight hi-hat groove, and then doing this on a 3E and a 4E and a, orchestrating it around. So maybe we'll start with just the snare drum first, and then we can start orchestrating it. And then I want to show you a little trick I learned to get out of it a little cleaner than hitting the A1 all the time. And we'll see how that works. So let's try putting it back on 50 BPM, keeping time for 1 E and a 2E and a, and then doing a fill on 3E and a 4E and a. We'll do a couple on the snare, and then we'll try to orchestrate it around a little bit to see how we can get some feeling and some flavor in there for if you were going to play this in a context, which is really what we're all striving for. So let's put the 50 BPM back on, and let's try and see what we can come up with. And we'll do it on the snare first. 2 and 3E and a 4E and a 1. 2 and 3 and a 4E and a 1. And 2 and 3 and a 4E and a 1. 2 and 3 and a 4E and a 1. Now left hand lead, and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Not as clean. Now I got to keep working. 1 and 2 and 3. There we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 2 and. All right, so now that we've done it on the snare drum, let's orchestrate it a little bit with 30-second notes out of a groove. So 1E and a 2E and a, and then into the groove, 3E and a 4E and a, crash, back to the groove. So let's try that right hand lead, then we'll switch to the left hand lead. So here we go. 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3. Left hand lead, and 2 and 3, and 2 and 3, and 2 and 3. All right, now that we've established it around the kit, now how do we get out of it a little cleaner instead of having to go A1, 4E and A1 all the time? Well, we could probably do a little roll out of it, and it would be on the and like this, and one, and one. Now in 30-second notes, that's why it's and one. It's really 4E and a 1, but it would be and 1 is how you would count it, because it would sound like this. 3E and 4E and 1. 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 So that would be right hand lead, an example of what you could do, and then left hand lead, 3E and 4E and 1. 3E and 4E and 1. And now in a groove context, 2, 3E and 4E and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4E and 1. So, in a nutshell, that's pretty much what I've had a few breakthroughs on, and I'm gonna see if any of these other ones kind of lend themselves to this. But man, this 4-note grouping is really sounding pretty neat in context with a groove, doing a little bit of ghost notes on the snare, hitting some accents on the actual toms. And I think it could actually really lend itself to some cool grooves and may just come out when you're playing and you're not even thinking about it if you practice it enough. So hopefully that is something that can be translated and you guys can try it, have some fun. It's literally simple right, left, left kick, left, right, right kick. Thanks for watching. See you later.